yesterday. So if that makes no sense to you, you might want to back up a little bit, but it's okay. You're welcome to join in right here and now. So for a little while, there were whispers and even images of something I had worked on, but I was not allowed to talk about it because I had a magical date on my contract that said I couldn't talk about this project until that date. That date was yesterday. So the sad news is I don't have elephants here on my desk. So we've been calling my new collection with American Crafts the elephant because it was the thing I couldn't talk about. But I can talk about it now, but I just don't have it here yet. We're going to race. We're going to see, do I get mine before anybody who has ordered theirs from a shop gets theirs? I don't know. So anyway, we can still talk about it now, and I can tell you all the different things that I wanted to achieve, and I hope that I have, and I'm going to start with a massive, massive thank you because we went live on both my the pictures went live on both my Instagram account and the American Crafts Instagram account last night at 5 o'clock my time. And I have been overwhelmed with the positivity. It's the most liked post I've ever put on Instagram, which cracks me up a lot. We don't want to see your face. We want to see your product, but I'm here for that. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, and in my post, I shared what I thought were kind of the most me elements of the collection, but there's a lot of me in this collection. But the things that I thought you would go, yes, that's what she is. So there are rainbows, there are cameras, there are butterflies, there are purple skinny letter stickers, there are, there's a peach paper. Peach. It's peach. I did a question box on Instagram yesterday and said, what color is this? And the answers were so funny because I could tell all of you who follow along because you all said peach in various ways. Some of you with emojis, some of you in all caps, some of you with peaches and cream Barbie peach. And those are all correct answers. And then every once in a while somebody would say apricot, blush. I'm like, it's peach. It's definitely peach. So it made me giggle a lot to see you all in the comments going, it's peach! So anyway, thank you so much for all your positivity and sharing and commenting and liking and all that goodness, both on my account and on the American Crafts account. They are different images, by the way. I'm not quite sure why American Crafts, they've got like styled images of things on a desk, but it's quite small in the frame, so you might need to zoom in. That's okay, you can zoom in. But yeah, both on Instagram, and you can see all of that there. And the collection is called Main Character Energy, which, depending on where you are on the internet, is a phrase that can be positive or negative. It can be used as an insult to describe someone who creates drama where there is none. That's not what I'm here for. I am here for redefining the phrase main character energy as scrapbookers because we are telling our own stories and we are the main character of that story. There is no way around it. And even if you're somebody who doesn't get in front of the camera, if you feel like you're only scrapbooking the story of other people, you're wrong. Because everything you scrapbook is something that has come your way. The only people who are scrapbooking things that are not their story are the people who are literally paid to scrapbook for other people. They're not scrapbooking their own family, their own friends, their own adventures. Yeah? It's just a job to them. And I bet you could count on two hands the number of people who do that as a living for somebody else. I really don't think that's a thing, really. I mean, it's kind of you're more of a biographer for someone else, and that doesn't tend to be a crafty thing. So that's different. That's not what we do. So even if you feel like, oh, I only scrapbook photos of my kids, that's still your story. It's still you telling the story. It's still that you are the thing that ties all that together. So whether you appear on your pages or not, and I really do hope that at least some of the time you do, but you are the main character of this story that you're telling, and that's what I wanted to capture with that. So main character energy, I'm here for it, and it has lots of color, lots of sparkle, and we can talk about it. There are two camera papers, people. There's one on normal paper, and then there's a gold foil camera vellum. because why not? All right. I wanted to make sure I got through that before I got distracted by the chat. So I have come back over to the chat now. And, oh, I love that you've already looked at the names of the pages, of the papers. Laura is going to wallpaper her room in prop table. I love it. Did I make the layout on the post? No, I have not touched any of this in real life yet. The layout on the post was a mock-up done by the lovely people who work in the office, and I sent them photos of long-haired WB to put on the layout. But yeah, I didn't make it. So just having a look. Right. Okay. So thank you for all these positive things. I'm not going to read them all out, but I am reading them to myself, and it's really, really lovely. Thank you very much. Okay. So thank you to everybody who's here. I better get my speech out of the way straight away. So hi. My name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. Thank you for watching my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here. Whether you're live, whether you're chatty, whether you watch from the future in Tomorrowland, whether you're quiet, whether you scrapbook, whether you don't, whether you're new, whether you've been around here a long time, whether you're one of these groups who actually find my voice calming, the people in my house will disagree with you, and listen to me to fall asleep. I find this mind-boggling, but you're still very welcome here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Kelly said she knew that I didn't make that layout because it didn't have enough layers to be my page. Oh, you're adorable. And WB saw it and said, are you going to make one? Are you going to make that when you get the stuff? Will you make one to put in the album? And I said, well, I'll make something similar, but it might be a little different. And he was like, because it'll have more on it. It'll have more on it. Yeah. Okay. Yes, if you want to follow along. Oh, the thing I haven't done. Okay, I should add this now. This is totally unprofessional, but I'm going to do it right now. So you can order, you can pre-order the collection from Cherry on Top. Don't pre-order at scrapbook.com. Let me explain this, because I do have an affiliate link for Cherry on Top. It's on my Instagram stories at the moment, but I'll add it to the description box here in a minute. Here's how the two different stores work, and let me just make sure that everything is out in the open, because there's one thing that makes me, well, there's a multitude of things that make me really nervous about pre-orders, and I don't want anyone getting upset, okay? So any shop that does pre-orders, when you are placing your order, it's then going to be ordered and come from the manufacturer, right? Number one, I have no part in this process. So if something goes wrong and you send me a message saying my pre-order's gone wrong, I have absolutely no way of helping you. So please, please, please just be aware of how you are ordering, because I can't help you there. And I feel totally helpless when somebody's like, I ordered this because I like your product and now I don't have it. And I don't know what to do with that. So I have nothing to do with product fulfillment. I really want you to get your product, but beyond my mental vibes of, please, may the product arrive with you, it's out of my hands. I don't work in that part of the business. I just design. Okay, and promote. Okay, so it does mean that when you pre-order, things in your order may come in at different times. So you might get these elements first and those elements later. Also, over history, there have been times when things sell faster than what was imagined and you get a refund rather than your pre-order. I am completely hands off of this. The reason I mention it is because I have literally cried when people send me messages and they're like, I pre-ordered and it didn't arrive and now it's sold out everywhere else and I'm so sad even though I got my money back. And I feel horrible because there's nothing I can do. So I just want you to be aware that that's how pre-orders work. It may go absolutely to plan. You get what you ordered in a timely fashion, and this is brilliant, and I'm so happy for you. But just be careful if you're the kind of person that if it goes a little wrong, it's really going to upset you, then maybe you're better to wait for somewhere where you can buy it when it's in stock. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm really a little unsure of how to describe that, but I think if you're aware of how your reaction will go, will you get sad if it goes a little bit off kilter or it arrives at two different dates or whatever, then you're better off somewhere where they don't list it until it's in stock. Okay, so Cherry on Top does pre-orders. Scrapbook.com does not do pre-orders. They will sell once it is physically in their warehouse. Okay, so right now you could pre-order at Cherry on Top, or you can wait for scrapbook.com, or go support whatever other business you support. Yeah, if you've got a local shop and they're getting it in, please go buy it and let it fly off their shelves. That would be great. Support local independents. That's amazing. Yeah, I don't know anything about big box stores getting it. Anything bigger than scrapbook.com or Cherry on Top, I know absolutely nothing at this point in time. Okay, are we all clear on how that works? Okay, so I will add this link for you. I'm being really fancy here. I'm just going to grab it and paste it into the box. But what you can find in the hashtag advertising in the description box already, you can find links to the supplies I'm using here, which is not what... not my own collection, because it's not in the shop yet. So you can find what I'm finishing up with today is the June Best of Both Worlds collection. I forget that I've not put the desk camera on. You're still here. Then next month's kit is July. So you can find the shopping list for what I'll be using starting on Monday. Yeah. Okay. I have a special link here. I just have to copy and paste it. Copy, go back to YouTube and paste. Pre-order affiliate link to ACOT. There. Save. Okay, if you refresh, that will be in the box. Right. It's okay. Elaine says she loves that I care, but not that I get upset. It's okay. I know that it's like a silly thing to get upset about, but that's the kind of person I am, that if you tell me you feel bad, I'm going to feel bad with you. We're just going to be a little empathetic together like that. It's okay. But I feel like if I can make you as prepared as possible, then you'll have the best result possible, and we all end up as happy as possible, and I'm here for that. Right. I think that's enough about all that. Let's swap over to the desk. We're going to go through all this madness that is left in this month's kit. I'm going to figure out something I can make today, and I'm going to answer questions that you have. Now, I know the chat has gone really fast, so if I miss yours, or if you already know that yours has flown by, if you want to ask it again with all caps question at the front, that'll help me spot it from the normal chit chat. Cool? Okay. Right. So let's go to the desk. So this is a little bit of madness, but let's have a look, because this is the last live stream of the month. So I had 2 sticker sheets. I've done much better with the hippie one called Boho Sunshine than I have with the retro one, but I think this is because this part of summer hasn't happened here yet. I don't have photos of this stuff because school hasn't got out yet. And this is the sort of stuff that we would do with school being out. So I think this will come to play later in the summer, but I just need more questions. Suki says, are you able to share how you started designing for AC again? They asked me if I would. And I said, well, here's what I've got. What do you think? And we went from there. It's not a particularly glamorous story. In fact, when I got the email from them, it looked like an advertising email, and I almost just archived it, but I didn't recognize the name of the person in the from header, and I honestly opened it because I thought I had a new sales rep. And so when I opened it, I was like, oh, do I have it? Because my sales rep retired recently. So I thought this was the new sales rep. And I opened it. I'm like, oh, this is not what I expected. So I was glad I hadn't deleted it. Okay, I have some enamel dots here. I have this sticker book, which is also the summary collection, but because it has letters and circles, I've used more of this than the 12 by 12, but I still have quite a lot. Because remember, like, so these are lots of phrase stickers, but for things that haven't happened yet. They're all more into the summer. But I know some of you, well, some of you it's winter, and some of you some of you have already had, you know, like school's been out for 2 or 3 weeks. So you may have had more time at the pool or whatever. Also, this is an interesting one. So the part of the world I live in, we don't tend to have individual pools. I mean, there is, I think there are 2 homes in our neighborhood that have private pools. And let's just say, unless some like billionaire decides that I'm really cool and just grants me loads of money, I'm never living in either of those houses. No matter how many people start scrapbooking, it is not possible that I could ever buy either of the houses in my neighborhood that have pools. So, in this day and age, in the States or wherever you are, can you take photos at public pools? We can't take public pool photos here. Most of the pools here have a big... Sophia, I'm not going to read that one out because the answer is I have no idea. So I don't want to say anything wrong, so I'm just going to say not anything at all. But yeah, I got no clue. Okay, so yeah, I'm a little confuzzled at what to do to get pool photos. Do I need to go to a water park? And water parks allow photos. But yeah, the pool that we go to does not allow photos. In fact, this was difficult enough because WB needed to do, we do this thing, it's a little bit like Scouts at school. So they get a booklet of 10 different challenges and they have to, they're all different sorts of things. So that's why it's like Scouts, because it's a bit like badges. But you have to do different things, and one of them was you had to do lengths of the pool in certain swimming strokes. So there's a swimming badge, as it were. And you had to take a picture, but I ended up just taking a picture of him in his swim gear outside because there's no photos allowed at the pool. So I don't quite know what to do about this because I don't have friends with a pool. So there we go. Right. So this is what's left in here. I can definitely take pictures of us eating ice cream all summer long, and I will do that. No problem. So the ice cream ones will definitely get used. I think I will get the pool photos. I'm just going to need to get a little more creative in thinking about it. Yeah, photos of swimming lessons, totally not allowed. 100% not allowed here. Yeah. And I mean, I've seen some people try to like take little videos from the side of the pool and somebody comes over and tells them off. So I don't like getting told off, so I'm not going to try. But I do want, I like the few photos I have of me swimming from when I was tiny. I mean, they're funny. So I kind of do want some. Oh, I'll work on that. I'll find out. Maybe we need to, maybe we need to go to like like one of those places where it's like Wipeout, where they have all the inflatables in the water. I bet places like that allow pictures. I need to investigate. Okay, anyway. I just wondered if it was just my neighborhood that doesn't allow photos at the pool. I think it's probably everywhere. It's ongoing thing. So this is how much I have left of the 6x8 paper pad. I've used quite a lot, but there's still some left. And obviously I have offcuts here too. I'm trying to separate out things that were that I've added in. I'll keep them with this kit until I've used it all up, but I'm just gonna separate it out so I can focus on what we bought for this month. So I've got a fair amount of these die cuts left. Enamel dots that I pulled out and stamps that I pulled out. They can all go over there. Letters that I pulled out. These were in here. Papios. Okay. Oh, did I use a whole sheet and not celebrate? Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Right. Also, I need to order some more. Okay. Stencil that I've used once. I will use more. I haven't used this die. This was the freebie. And I think I will need to have a little thought about this, but do a specific video just about using this one. Because I do really like it. But it's going to be fiddly for a live. And what else we got here? Oh, I have one of those tags left. All right. And then I have in 12 by 12. Oh my. We got pink floral, turquoise, and a watercolor. I like these two together, so I think I'm going to start there today. A bit of a different look for, I mean, I could do all three. What do I think? See, when you put it this side, I'm like, put it that side. Yeah. Okay. And then I've got my Bella Besties backgrounds, which are going to keep going over several months because I got plenty there. Right. So that's what I have. There we go. Right. And I saw another one that says question. Oh, Elaine says, Typhoon Lagoon on the next Florida trip. Yeah, I was talking to him, talking to WB about this, and he was like, we don't go to water parks. And I said, I think this year, this kind of time would be the first time that I would feel confident in taking him to a water park. That he's a strong enough swimmer now that I wouldn't be a nervous wreck all the time. And I'm going to say that I'm totally erring on the very neurotic side of caution there. But, you know, we all have the things that scare us the most, and I would not have been relaxed at all. So I probably wouldn't be relaxed, but I would be less stressed at this age. So there we go. Right. I love all of these ideas about things we could do in a garden if our garden wasn't shared with everybody we own. So everybody else who lives here, we all own it together. So yeah. Sorry, that phrase came out totally wrong, but it made sense in my head and the words came out wrong. But yeah, our garden is shared between about 32 different properties. So we don't get to do things like paddling pools or running through the sprinklers generally because that's all on shared water and people would have opinions. But it's an excellent thing for like a day at the grandparents who live in the countryside. So maybe, oh, and Joanne's like pointing out the obvious. You can totally take pictures at the beach. Why did I not think of that? Hey, WB. Yeah. Should we have a beach day during the summer? Okay. He says okay. He has today off school because they have teacher training today. Right. Now, we had a question from Larson. I find it hard to use acetate and specialty papers. Would you consider making a layout using this in one of your lives? And also, I think specialty papers are a great topic for Use What You Buy. So that might be coming up soon. So that would give you 4 different things. But there's one specialty paper in Main Character Energy, and it's a vellum with gold foil cameras. And I will certainly, once I have it, be showing you how to use it. Yeah. Oh, Jean has cooler beaches than we have here. Jean says, are there pools at the beach in the UK? Some beaches have rock pools for swimming here at the beach. I'm not aware of any of these in the UK, but we did go to one of them. I want to say it was nearish Sydney. And I say go to meaning stood near. I think we walked the beach and there were a lot of people in the pool. Yeah, so that is a very good idea too, but I think a little fancier than what we have here. I'm with it for Tinkerbell. She says, open a fire hydrant like 1970s New York. Yes. And then start singing Fame. Yeah, I see nothing wrong with this scenario. It would look great with retro summer stickers. Retro summer stickers and all the goodness. Yeah. So this is a base. And these two color blocked. Photos. I believe my envelope of all the pictures is down here, which is silly because I stacked stuff on top of it. What a genius I am. Is it not? Did I put it somewhere else? Oh no. Somebody needs to like come rein me in. The piles have got out of control. Too many projects on the go at the same time. Well, I found the big photos. Where's the big envelope of small photos? Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? Come on. Oh, this is embarrassing. So, and I can tell you exactly why I did this, and you can laugh at me. So I emptied the top of my, here it is, my cupboard of magic so that I could make a video, like a 20-second video, of the inside of my cupboard that I'm going to stick on Instagram today. And I started to film it. I did it twice. The first time I opened the cupboard with the camera on, I hadn't taken the extra stuff that like lives in awkward shaped things on top of my paper rack. I hadn't taken that out. And I looked at this 20-second video and I'm like, Shimelle, you see the pretty paper. All anybody else is going to see is the weird stuff that's stacked on top because it doesn't fit anywhere else. So I took all that out, but now you'll know that I'm faking it. And the top of my my paper stacks don't really look like that. Okay. Halloween. Why does the castle look such a different color there? Do you do those two together? Okay, so I have these three of us all together here. But I kind of really like these two together. And then maybe just do these separately. Okay. Jean's saying that y'all aren't going to tell. I don't know that all of you will agree with Jean, but I appreciate Jean's positivity. She's not going to out that the top of my cupboard is usually messy. Okay. Sketch it. I saw Cassie the other day and she's like, why have you gone back into mourning with black Sharpies? So I need to tidy my desk and find the pink one. I could have ended that sentence at the word tidy. My entire family's in the house right now and they're probably going, I cannot believe you just said that. There are other things that need doing. All the things. Okay. Oh, I wish I hadn't drawn that line there. Okay, hold on. I'm going to fake it because this is where I want the journaling stuff. There we go. That line is totally not two different blocks of paper. It's journaling. This is not. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be the watercolor. And then there's going to be a box here. So that's the pink. And that's the turquoise. Okay. Could you hear that? Title's going to go in here. With some embellishment there. Might bring that embellishment this side. I'm going to put an or on a sketch. So one over here on this side of this journaling block. And then I think one down here with the photo. Like that. Okay. And somebody wanted to know why not the big photo, since I found those straight away, why not the big photo today? And that is because I want to use a bunch of product. Big photo layouts don't use a lot of product. And so, yeah, it's not the right combination. Big photos, great for when you don't have so much that you want to use up. Also, I like to plan out in the album a little bit more before I do the big photos, just so that the flow is going to be as lovely as possible. Okay, don't cut around that because that's not what I'm doing. I'm making a box. Okay, and then I want something over here that I can journal on, and that's going to be this yellow. Sophia is building her first ever own Lego set, and it's Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. I highly approve. I also highly approve of getting your own Lego set and building it anytime. Oh, WB's got Post. What have you got? Have I got Post too? It's not my collection though. No, of course not. Oh, lots of small things. Anything that I need for this live stream? I'm guessing no. It feels remarkably like costume pieces plus some medical results from the doctor. So I'm just going to open that off camera so it doesn't stress me out. Hopefully it's not going to say that I'm... Nope, all it says is that they've changed my appointment time, which is great. That's all I need. And that was a positive great, not a sarcastic great. I needed it to be changed because I had an appointment at the same time WB had an appointment. That was not working well.
I have a bunch of Josie and Dam.
Oh! That's from Nikki and Emmy. WB got chocolate in the post. Vegan chocolate.
Not all chocolate.
All right, let's try this size. Yeah. Okay. So what was that? If you like measuring, that's a 2.5 inch wide box. So then this is going to become, what am I doing? It's going to become a square. I start to move the trimmer rather than the paper sideways. Just take this branding strip off so it's easier to cut. What's on the back of that branding strip? Oh, just more of the same pattern. So, Elaine loves it when the doctor sends you a letter that says you're not dead. They're the best letters to get from the doctor. I don't want anything that say otherwise. Okay, so this is just shy of 11 inches, the pink box. And then I'll need to cut the yellow one down to go here. So that works out to, where's my little mark? 10.5? Yeah, 10.5. Oh, Laura says, can I have a vegan chocolate recommendation, please? Coconut based, cashew based, something else. So the one he's got at the moment is Doisy and Dam. Do you know that one? They're kind of like vegan M&Ms or Smarties. Yeah, I should get him to like rate his favorites. Becca says, can anyone remind me how to find a page flip through of layouts for June 2021 without going through the videos? Let me see if I can link it to you. June 2021. Let's see if I've got a handy link for that or not. June. Oh, well, that's rubbish, Shimelle. So I went to find it on Instagram and it's 2 pages. That's not useful. Okay, but let's see if it takes me somewhere in my feed to something useful. No, I have to just scroll. Okay. I should make this much easier to find. Okay, I will scroll somehow. Then this one is going to fit here. And ink-wise, ooh, it's a tough one. I've used brown all the way through because both of those summer collections kind of use brown as an accent, even when it's like this, rather than black. I think I'm going to stay with that. Scrolling. Instagram scrolls very slowly on a desktop. Right. I don't want to lose the window that has you in it, so I can see your comments. Right. So brown. Where have you gone? Oh, I hate it when tabs don't open in an order that you expect. They're not next to each other. I'm still trying to scroll. I'm back to, what am I in? 20. What's the date on that post? Let's see how far we are. Okay. Still scrolling. The really weird bit about things like Instagram and YouTube is that going back to add a resource like flipping through older kits, everything, I mean, I can playlist it, but it will show in notifications as something new, and then it throws people off if they didn't watch this and know, oh, she's taking requests for, old things that need references. So I need to work out, like, what is the best way to post stuff like that that doesn't then throw off everything that's on a chronological basis. And yeah. By the way, I haven't mentioned this in a while. If you watch here and you're like, I'm trying to join the live chat, but I don't seem approved to join the live chat, it's because you need to subscribe. But you only need to subscribe for 5 minutes. Once you've subscribed for 5 minutes, there's my mark. Then you can join the live chat. It just, having that one stipulation helped us get rid of all of the live spammery type people who were either profane, rude, or selling sunglasses in the chat. So that's what we did. 5 minutes. And then you can talk. Apparently, the people who fall into those categories don't want to wait 5 minutes. So easy fix. Okay. So we have this happening. Yeah? All right. Scroll some more. Just letting it scroll in the background. Whoop. Oh, I'm back to October 2021, so I'm getting there. Okay. Did I do a nice walk through with all of them in one post, or is that way too much to ask of past me? Okay. Oh, okay. So there's... okay, so this is when we first... That's the first month that we swapped. No, it's not. That's April. I'm a dork. We're looking at June. April. Oh, I'm so confused now because it's right next to this one, which I know is June. June kit off to a start. Okay. So, but then did I keep going? Okay. There's quite a few that are here, but it looks like I didn't put them in one group post because I wasn't that cool. All right. So the answer is I've scrolled back and I have no happy thing, happy answer. So yes, hashtag can help if hashtag is working on your app on Instagram at the moment. Hashtags do not work for everybody at the moment because of some update changeroo they're doing. I don't know. So if hashtags do work for you, then you might be able to find it on hashtag Shimelle, BOBW. Or if there's a certain why does that look so skewish? If there's a certain layout that you're looking for, I might be able to help with that more specifically, or I don't know if you're just looking at what was kind of the overall look. Okay, let's see if I can straighten this edge out a little bit. Okay, that looks better. Question, teal and pink papers here, are they white or cream based? White. Yeah, they're both white. That's white and that's white. Yep. Okay, so this edge is just feeling slightly too wide compared to the rest. And since I'm doing old-fashioned Shimelle things, like, you know, putting out collections, I'm going to do an old-fashioned Shimelle technique. I haven't done this in a while, but I like it. Okay, so you take your box of paper like this. you take a pencil and you very lightly trace where the box is going to go. Okay. And then you take this away and you get a paintbrush. That looks like a good one. Nice wide brush is great for this. And you need you can use watercolor paint. I'm going to use some mist, and I'm just trying to decide. I'm going to use turquoise, but then also some white. Okay. So I'm going to use some Dina Wakley gloss spray in turquoise, and then I'm going to use some old Tattered Angels white chalkboard. Okay. First, I need to both of these have been staying still too long, so, oh, we have a little disco. Maybe I should shake both of them at the same time to save us having to do this twice. Right, while I'm shaking the bottles, was there anything at the beginning? Because there were questions about collections that I totally missed because we were doing all of the other chit chat. So, that's still sitting at the bottom. Come on. It's a sign. I should use them more. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, so I don't need that bit. I need this bit. It's a water brush, so I'm just going to squeeze some water down, so I'm not putting a dry brush in there. But I also don't want to squeeze it over this and water down my mist. Yeah, man. Here. Maybe try not to spray water all over my desk or the camera or anything like that. Why has this bottle started being really weird? So weird. Okay, so this sprayer was like the most fabulous sprayer, and then lately it's decided to be really strange, and I've only ever used it with just plain old water, so I don't know what I've done. Maybe it's another case of things that can break with hard London water. I don't know, would not be the first. Okay, pencil line. This is it. So you go over the line. This takes 0 artistic skill. And in my Round the World album, there's a lot of this using craft cardstock as the background and then painting the layer of it was kind of a gold mist, but not this gold mist that I use all the time now. It was a much more translucent mist that just kind of was like one shade darker than craft cardstock with some sparkle to it. that was an old Tattered Angels product. And then white mist over the top of that, which I'm still going to do the white. But I'm just using a more colorful option here. So I just want this to go right over that pencil line so that it disappears behind the paper block, but also you can see it. There's no point in doing it if it's entirely covered up. Okay. Go back, check if you have any places where you think, oh, that is almost to the pencil line and I want it to be further out. You cannot go wrong with like brush strokes or anything. It's absolutely fine. Okay. So then, done with the turquoise. Yeah, Tinkerbell's right. I was thinking it was sand, the Tattered Angels mist that I used to use, but I was like, I'm not going to say just in case I've made that up in my head. No, it was called sand. Hello, Stacy. Welcome back. And then white, and this is really subtle. It will basically disappear, but I like the tiny little bit of fun that it does give, even though it's pretty subtle when it dries. Don't worry, Maleficent. I'm going to sort you out before this dries. Don't worry. She's my desk, if you're new around here. I love it when you do this and it goes inside the line and onto the desk and nothing in the part that you want. That somehow just got my face. Nice. Okay, Maleficent's happier. We're all good. Okay, so that's going to dry for a little bit. Basically, the white's going to disappear while I work on this section. Belinda's been watching the older videos and just this week watched me do that 11 years ago with sand mist from that same album. That's hilarious. In 4x6 Photo Love. Maybe it's the 4x6 photos that were making me go, you know what? Let's do it this way. Okay. Embellishment. I don't have, some people are getting a poor reception bit of the stream. Maybe go out and refresh, come back in or something. I'm not getting one of those error messages from YouTube telling me that there's something here, but that, you know, in fact, it says stream is healthy. Who knew? But I don't know. Okay. So, what am I going to call this? Oh, and by the way, as soon as I do have my product in the house, the first video I'm going to do, I mean, I'll probably do a walkthrough of it all, but the first crafting video I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back the old tradition of doing a layout with something from all my different collections. So it will be 13 different collections on one layout, because I've done that for every layout so far. Oh, Sophia says, will you try to do a best of both worlds with your collection? So this is a really good question. So the August Best of Both Worlds kit will go live next Monday, the 3rd of July. It won't be in stock then. So I won't have it in the August kit. I will have some of it in September mixed with other things from different manufacturers, but I don't know how much will be, because part of arranging the Best of Both Worlds kit is finding items that have enough stock that you can all get it to play along. So I will have to choose from things that are still in good stock. And if it arrives like a week after the August kit goes live, then September is going to be like whatever's left. So there will be some of my own stuff in Best of Both Worlds to come. But I will also do some standalone videos that are just just Shimelle collection stuff, because I will have to work with how it fits in, and I won't do a Best of Both Worlds that's 100% my own stuff. It'll be a mix, because that's true to Best of Both Worlds. Cool? Okay. All right. What am I calling this? What am I calling this? That was a good question. See, I just like that little detail. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stick that on there. Kay has been making little felt Disney characters for her daughter to take on a Disney cruise, and today she is sewing Groot while I make this page. I'm Groot. You're sewing Groot. Oh, that's funny. Oh no, I've started off a small one with a big voice. Okay, pencil line's a little bit more visible than I would like, but I can deal with that once it's all 100% dry. Okay. Journaling going mostly over here. Title going here. I mean, this color is in there, but I want to bring out the pink of the castle. I had that stack of letter stickers out the other day, and of course I have not put them away. Put small pink ones there. That's good. I mean, shock, I have multiple turquoise, but I'm putting it on top of turquoise, so it can't be this. Okay, but I'm going to use that little pink one along with something else. Oh, I got no A's of any kind. No, okay. Not that one then. But I got these. Oh, those do not work together. Nope. Okay, we'll ignore that. I bet I have something else in that pale pink doodlebug, but maybe a different font. Let's look. Or maybe not. What about these though? she says, and then goes to put in a word that doesn't have the letter A. I could use all three. Hold on. Can I spell friend? F-R-I-E-N-D. Sure can. Excellent. I love Melinda bringing up something that we talk about every so often. The idea that you should be able to buy an extension sticker sheet with just vowels. And the funny part is it existed and it did not sell. So the trick is actually to just have a really good mix of vowels on the sticker sheet. But it doesn't matter how fabulous you think you've designed it. You have no idea what people are going to want to write with it. So all it takes is one word that has lots of doubles or something, or a name that you tend to write out more than once, and it all goes a bit skewiff. Becca found a full kit of box of crayons for sale secondhand the other day and had 2 packs of the navy sparkly thicker words. Amazing. That is, yeah, that was a find. Oh, and I had a couple people message yesterday to ask, do I do the full collection pack and sell it on like Paige does? Paige Evans, and when she does a new collection, you can buy it in like the whole thing from her in one go. I don't, and here's the reason why. The vast majority of the people who buy my stuff, you don't live in the same country as me. So I know there are some of you who are here in the UK and you're lovely and fabulous, but you are actually the minority of people watching and buying. So it makes not a lot of sense to me to buy everything in, have it shipped from Utah to London, to package it up and send it back over that same ocean. It's the cost in terms of both money and carbon footprint. Neither of those work well. So yeah, order from somebody who's brought it into your country is the plan. Yeah. And then this one I'm going to do. Here, and then the little pink ones. So this was Echo Park in 2014. This sticker sheet is as old as my child. Let's put it to work. I'm putting him to work. Might as well put this to work. Oh, Becca says, you have shared a little bit over the years about collections that weren't as successful as you hoped, but what collections were your best sellers? Glitter Girl. Glitter Girl was the best seller for sure. What else? Yeah, I mean, within other collections, individual items would do really well here and there. But as in terms of a whole collection, actually breaking, like we get targets in terms of a whole collection hitting every target. That was the Glitter Girl collection. Yep. Okay. So I've got a title there now, but I need some embellishment. What am I going to do with that? And I want to pop it into 3 spots. Now where I've made the title go all the way along here, I think I'm going to kind of build the embellishment here. I had those die cuts. They're a bit bigger than the stickers, so I wanted to start with those. Did I put them with the paper? Here they are. I'm not sure that any of them actually go with this. Not really. Okay. Becca says she thinks main character energy most resembles Glitter Girl. So hopefully that works out super well. Interesting. Yeah. Different collections, like Starshine is the one that I always feel like I look at it and go, oh, I learned how to design collections now. So there is, there's that. But within like whole, I'm rating the Disney product, sorry. Yeah, within whole collections, there's really just the one that stood out as being consistent all the way across the board. Where the others had certain bits and pieces that were great. Yeah. Okay. So I just grabbed a bunch of Disney stuff, but a lot of it doesn't fit with the color scheme. One of these days, see, I bought these because they were 50 cents. And it says adhesive patches. They're puffy stickers. So I guess you could put them on a jacket or something, but then you couldn't wash the jacket. It would eventually just fall off. So, yeah, this one kind of works, but it's, you know, that's the one with the castle. And that color doesn't work. But there's some black and white elements in things like this. Is this multiple sheets and I've not opened it? Oh, yeah. Okay. But also, this one is black and white, so that's okay. This one is pink. Oh, Melinda, that's wild. So Melinda says if she had to pick a favorite, like picking a favorite child, she would say Starshine, but her favorite paper is actually from Little by Little and is the only element she could get from that collection. I didn't realize that Little by Little had been hard to find, but you never know, you never know. Oh, I just dropped a bunch of it on the floor. How are we doing for time? Go in about 10 minutes. All right. So the papers are from this kit, but now I'm branching out. So I feel like that would work nicely. I feel like those balloons go well with the plus signs there. That works too. That's a bit too big. So this was that collection that had so many subtitles. So it was Simple Stories, Say Cheese, At the Park collection, and then At the Park was divided into land. So this is Say Cheese Fantasy at the Park, because it's Fantasyland. Hey, it's an elephant. It's not my elephant. But I mean, I own it, but I didn't draw it. Okay, and then we can have some of these, maybe some little kind of generic-y pieces like that. And keep that one out just in case, because it is Cinderella Castle after all. I'll keep all the Alice things for another layout and all the Peter Pan things. Although we are all in Peter Pan here, but I've gone with the castle aspect. And believe it or not, I might have more photos of us in Peter Pan clothes. So I can still do a Peter Pan layout later. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So that can go up there. Oh, the Go Now Go chevron wood grain with the colors. Jessica's favorite paper ever. I was very happy with that paper. And which one is the ranunculus? I want to say, was that the floral in Starshine? I want to say it's the Starshine floral. But yeah, one collection had a floral ranunculus with a navy background. I love that. April says, is there any fun story that you can share about the design process this time? Design-wise, this time around, I really enjoyed the design process this time around. And something that was really funny was that part of the whole scenario is that you are, I'm not creating just for me. So there is a certain amount of making something that I like, turning it in and having somebody else go, nope, that's not going to work. And there was less of that than I expected, to the point where there's a paper that has 2x2 squares with all different little sentiments and things. And this is jokingly known as Shimelle Bingo, because all the different squares are like ticking all the different things that are very me. So there's a camera, there's a comic book style, like how Batman used to say, bam! Sorry if that was too loud in the microphone. There's one that has that sort of text piece. There's a rainbow, there's a butterfly, the butterfly's peach. There's a subtle Disney reference in that paper. What else it's just everything on my list is in that paper. So that's in my head called Shimelle Bingo. And in that paper are 2 pieces that I had drafted and sent with the initial pitch. When they said, would you do something? And I said, yeah, this is what I would be thinking of. What do you think? And they are literally pixel for pixel in the final. They are there. And they were drafts. I didn't expect them to go in at all. I expect them to be like a place where we were starting the work. And they're there. And that was kind of a lovely little shock and surprise. Okay, could I make that? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Starshine also had the globes with the flowers. Yes. Starshine and Go Now Go were a lovely, the process from one into the next was great. I worked with the same exact team on both collections. So we were really fluid, because part of working with a new designer, a new member of your team, is that time that you take kind of learning how to speak each other's language, and we already did. And so I feel like Starshine into Go Now Go is very fluid and feels very cohesive. I quite like that. So yeah, now I'm interested. I haven't told you which 2 boxes were the drafts, but I'm interested in what people guess when they have the Shimelle Bingo paper. Like, which one was it? There's one that I feel is quite obviously a draft, so I'm curious. And the other, not so much, not so obvious, because maybe I'd spent a little more time on that one. Okay, so I'm going to layer these up, and I've inked all of these, and I know somebody's going to say, you're not inking that, you've forgotten. I'm not. I'm going to pop this one up higher than all of the rest and let it be a bit brighter. And then I'm going to see if I could maybe kind of repeat that concept throughout. So to make this one taller, I'm going to stack the pop dot on top of itself. So there and then here. And then that is going to overlap there. Yeah. Enamel dots. What do we got? What do we got? That green. Yeah. Let's do the green. And the pink? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then over to here. Elaine says, when do you name the collections? Do you have a name in mind at the beginning? Yes. So I always have a name in mind at the beginning, but it doesn't always end up being the name that gets selected. Little by Little was originally called Light and Dark. And it was meant to come from the quote about it from Harry Potter about you can always find your way out of the darkness if you remember to turn on the light. But in like kind of the scrapbook equivalent of focus grouping, like when you take it to people didn't get it, and they looked at it and they're like, this is a baby collection. It's a baby collection. Why does it have such a grown-up name? It's a baby collection. The name doesn't go. And so it became Little by Little, but that was really not where I was going with it when I was designing it. And I was honestly very taken aback when people were like, it's a baby collection. I'm like, is it? I really didn't design it to be a baby collection. But Main Character Energy was the name I took in my first pitch to them. And so it stayed. The name stayed. The design stayed. It's all great. Yeah. Right. Where am I going? Because if I put this over the top, no. So that means it's got to go underneath. But I'm going to put some flowers in here too. So maybe that gets me a little space. I'm going to save the tiniest ones for down here because that's the tiniest spot. So could I put these under there, which then means the balloons come out to the side a little bit. Yeah. Oh, Beckett, does that mean that Spotlight is going to stock it? That's great. And they don't have a date. It just ships in July. So, but if you've asked and they said they just don't have a date rather than we're not getting it, that sounds promising. I don't ever find out things like that until after I get a report of where it went after they've paid for it, not before when they order. So there we go. Is that too big? Can I make this work up here? Okay, so I'm wondering, I think this one. And I think I run it off the page. Like that. And I use the little flower underneath. Oh, Joanne says Aussie Ladies Scrap Boutique are going to have the new collection. Yay. Thank you. Okay. Right, and I have, hold on, I had one more here. This one. Okay. I feel like I'm building up too much. Excuse me while I just move things around. See, then I end up with this weird space here. So I want that popped up here like this. But this space is awkward. So the bits I had left, actually that's kind of okay. There? What do we think? Leave the camera. Yeah, I think just leave that as the left-hand edge. Because these two are both on that same colored cardstock, so there's not enough contrast to put them next to each other. It's not like these have more solid color. Okay, I like this here. That wasn't quite where it was it? Right, dots will help. And down here. Okay, I may add something else in here. I'm not quite sure. Okay, the journaling's all going to fit down here. And yes, this is a mix of the papers from this kit with all the other stuff from the other kits. But there we go. Hey, AJ. AJ came in just at the end, and she's booking a November Disney trip today. Fabulous. All right, well, thank you so very much for joining me here on Elephant Day. If you haven't seen the look at the new collection called Main Character Energy, you can go over and find it on Instagram on my account, Shimelle, and different sneaks on the American Crafts account. And I'm here for all the likes and comments on both those posts. I really, really appreciate it. All the shares and everything like that. It's fabulous. Thank you so very, very much. I hope you have a great weekend. I will be live with the July kit Monday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. UK time. I hope you have a great time, and I thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video and you want to give it a like, a thumbs up. That'd be super duper awesome. And if so, here's your extra special heart. Woo, just for you. I will see you soon, and I'll try to be an excellent organized person and do a little walkthrough of all of the pages I made with this month's kit, since that became a discussion of things I clearly need to be better at. So I'll try and do that before Monday. See you soon. Bye-bye.